Hey everybody, thanks again for joining us on Facebook Live at WOWT.com. I'm Brian Mastery from 6 News. Today we have the pleasure of having Dr. Adi Poor, the director of the Douglas County Health Department, with us. Thanks for being here. I know you've got a lot going on.
Thanks.
The first question I wanted to ask is, like, in the news lately, there have been cases of some threatening emails. I know we're not going to ask you about the investigation, but just from a humanity point, I wanted to know, how are you doing? I know there's a lot of pressure here making these kinds of decisions.
I am doing well, Brian, and honestly, I cannot be sidetracked by those things. I really need to focus. I need to have a compass. And right now, my main goal is, what do I need to do to keep this community healthy?
You have been the face of a lot of this, and I know a lot of politicians say, let's listen to the scientists, let's listen to the health experts, right? That has to make you, at least in your position, maybe proud isn't the word, but knowing that we're coming from this in a smart and organic place.
You know, we have said all the time, we are making decisions based on data.
That makes it a little bit harder for those large salons.
Along those lines, Carl writes, I saw your comment about your hair, you made me laugh, and you made yourself much more human and approachable.
Well, I hope I'm human.
Now, this stemmed from everybody thinking somehow you were surreptitiously getting a salon to do your...
I know, and it just exploded on social media. It was a lot of stylists, and they even had a picture of the top of my head during a press conference saying, see, it's proof she's had her hair done, and she can't follow her own rules. Somebody else actually said they saw me getting my nails done. We had calls into my hotline all about my hair.
That they spotted you?
Yes, and it's just not true. I have not had my hair done. I've not been in a salon or had it done or my nails done. These are nails by Jean. And since the restrictions came out, I haven't done it. But I gave my little secret, which is this magic root spray cover-up. And all I do when I dry my hair every morning is spray a little and it just disappears. And the next morning I wash my hair and do it over again. But I will say this, I don't have a lot of gray hair. I got my dad's genes. My dad didn't turn really, really gray till he was 70. So I have gray hair up here and I could use that little root spray, but I really don't have a lot around
right.
here.
That's the benefit,
So
right?
that's the benefit of it. But I'm surprised that my hair is such a low priority to me. I really don't care. I get up, I wash it, I blow it dry in the morning, and I don't even comb it the rest of the day.
I think people are just getting restless
So
and
I
they
don't
want somebody to blame.
understand. I know, I don't understand why this is a concern. It's not a concern of
Anyway,
mine.
after her comment, she went on to say, I think it's a woman, my question is, what support or guidelines will the city give to public and private schools for reopening in the fall?
You know, and that, again, is not my call. It will be the governor's call.
So right now, probably 25% of people who have the virus don't know they have it. But if they're wearing a mask, and this one was made by a friend of mine, Rita Sanders, you can prevent droplet transmission to other people who aren't infected if you are and you do not know it.
Yeah, it's not about protecting yourself per se. You're trying to keep from others being sick even though you don't think you are.
Exactly right. And that's a very important public health effort right now.
How long did it take your friend to make that? Because that's a much fancier one
This is a
than
very,
I've seen.
very
yeah.
fancy one. I agree, and I don't know, but I'm grateful to her. And the community in Nebraska and around the country has actually stepped up to prepare these cloth masks, and that is what the CDC recommended instead of the types of short supply medical masks that we use in our hospital.
And the premise is that not that those aren't great masks, it's just that you're taking that away from
Yes.
those on the front lines.
These are great masks. This is a so-called N95 mask, and it has that number because it filters out 95% of a certain size particle. And it would be used if you're in very close contact with a positive patient and you were generating aerosols, and you need to really block that. A mask like this might be used during routine surgical procedures. And more often than not, the reason that your physician is wearing this mask isn't to protect herself or himself.
Hi everybody, and welcome to 6 News' Studio B for our live Facebook Q&A. We'll be here till 5 o'clock, so get in your questions on the WWT Facebook page. So we have about 45 minutes here with Dr. Angela Hewlett. Appreciate you coming in. She is the medical director at the Nebraska Biocontainment Unit. So, I mean, we talked to you a lot about 4 or 5 years ago during Ebola, didn't we?
Yes, definitely.
And so you were probably like, oh, finally I can kind of take a breath. Now you're in the middle of this.
We knew something like this would come eventually. We just weren't sure when.
Have you found any similarities between the two in terms of how you prepare or how you go after it?
Yeah, there are definitely a lot of commonalities in hospital preparedness in general between different illnesses. Some things that are common between, say, Ebola and COVID-19, things like personal protective equipment, the need to, protect yourself when you're caring for patients.
Seems to be okay. More concerning are the actual chemicals and things you need to do the test. Every time you're running a test, you need the chemicals and things to do it.
They call them reagents, right?
Reagents.
Yeah.
There are only so many of them. You can't go to Walmart or Target or Costco and get them out of the reagent aisle. They come from certain companies. They have a maximum amount that they can produce. And right now, a lot of that is getting shunted to places where there is a very large amount of illness. We might think that 800 total cases, 900 total cases in Douglas County or the state of Nebraska is a lot, but nationwide, it's really not.
Right,
Okay.
by comparison.
And if I'm a company that's making reagents, I try to send it to as many places that I can, but some places are going to get more. And given that we will probably peak later than a lot of large population areas, we want to make sure that we have some left during the time of our peak.